Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge, and welcome back to Farm Manager World, where it's very nearly time to wrap things up here at the lovely people's farm, which is going to be a little bit of a shame because, you know, I like it here on our lovely farm, but I think it is about the right time to finish things up. But don't worry, there is a little bit of work to do before we say cheerio to our lovely farm. I'd like to get some more bees, because why wouldn't we want to get more bees? Bees, as we know, are the best animals, so we'll get some more bees. We also need to make our own biofuel, and of course we need to make our own cake and our own bread, which is a very good goal indeed. So I think whilst we wait for the things over here to grow in these fields, we need the wheat to grow and the corn to grow so we can make our biofuel over here with the corn and our lovely bread and cakes with the wheat. I think we will go and work on the bees. So in fact we can unpause time just to, you know, make sure stuff is growing, and I think, can we get bees over here? Because that's a lovely field of buckwheat, so they might be able to make some buckwheat honey, and then possibly, are they going to be near enough to that colza field to also make some colza honey? Because they're the two types of honey that make a little bit more money. Not that money is really an issue anymore, because yes, as we can see down here, right now we've got 132 million farm manager money, so we're not really doing it for the money, I'm just doing it because I want to get more bees. So yes, I think we'll get some in here. Now can we get any in over here? I know there is a hill just here, and the game is quite fussy, shall we say, about building relatively close by to hills. It sort of considers this ground here to be uneven. I don't think we can build anything just here, because it goes, oh no, absolutely not. No, that ground there is completely impassable. Look at this. I mean, can we even get a road there? Can we get a road coming down here? No. Because apparently it's just too hilly just there, apparently, which I think is a bit daft, to be honest. I think that is a little bit silly. But anyway, whatever the case, we'll put it over here, look. We'll put a road over here and maybe see if we can get some bee things over in that part of the world. So yeah, here we go. Let's get a road in, just so we can go down the edge of here. So put a road in like that. Can we not put a road like... Oh, we can put a road like that. Okay, so how far down here can we get a road? It can go to there. So just there's fine, but just there, preposterous, ridiculous idea. Okay, fine game, be like that. So yeah, we'll try and make this go over as much as we can then. So pop that in like that. There we go. And then we'll see how many beekeeping things we can get in. So pause time for a second just while we get this sorted. Oh no, animals. Right, beekeeper buildings. Here we go. So where can we put these? So not just there. Ridiculous idea, not just there, but just there is fine. Now the only thing is, I'm not quite sure if we build just there, that's okay, but then we want to get the, and I think we can maximize this a bit, we want to get the 10, I think it is, little sort of actual beehives in. And are we going to be able to do that just there? Or is the game going to go, no, there is a hill there? I think maybe we will go just here. Let's do that. Oh, actually, hang on a second, hang on. Must remember to sort this out first. So we'll put one of those there, and then bring that down to here, and then bring that along to there. Where's any power cables whatsoever? Can we plug anything in, please? And then like that, and then like that. Okay, right, there we go. So we can plug things in over there, and then we need to be able to plug things in down here on this corner. So if we just put that there, there we go, that'll do. So that should cover that area. Is that covering that area? Hang on. Go back to there. Yes, it is. Okay, lovely. Right, so we'll get this in. Let's just make sure that we can actually build all of the beehives out the back. Because, yeah, if we can only build, say, 4 or something, that's not going to be great, is it? So, okay, let's go here. So build the hives. So we can have... oh, they can go down that side, actually. They could go just there. So maybe... Yeah, we can't build there, look. Can't build just there. There's no way you could put a beehive on that bit of land there. It would topple over and all the bees would fall out. Okay, no, we'll go this way. So we'll go 1, 2... But again, we can't build just there. I find it a bit silly game, to be honest. I mean, why we can't put things there, I don't know. Hang on. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not the normal layout for the beekeeping cottage things, by the way. That's not how we're going to do things properly. But that one there I think might have to go a bit like that. Let's get another one in, because again, I don't quite know how far back we can go near to this pesky hill. So yeah, we'll get this one done as well. And of course, whilst we're fiddling about with this, I know they're not doing anything right now because there's already working here, but whilst we're fiddling about doing all this malarkey, the other things are growing. The corn is growing for our biofuel, and also the wheat is growing so we can eventually pop it into a mill and then make our lovely cakes and bread. So yeah, this might seem like a little bit of a sort of a waste of time, but no, we are actually doing something good here. We're getting more bees. And bees are brilliant, and bees are super important, so that's always good. And yeah, we're also just, killing a bit of time until we can get on with having like nice bread and cakes and things. Okay, so we can't build there. Where? Hang on. Does there have to be within a certain range? Yes. Okay, so you also have to be within a certain range. Well, this is also a bit of a nuisance because I want to put 2 just there, but maybe they're just too far away. How are you ever supposed to have 10 if you can't build 4 squares away from your beekeeping cottage thing? Maybe that's just what we have to do. Okay, do you know what? That is what we're going to do. We'll just have it set up like that. So like that. So there's 4. And then we're going to need a worker house. So that's needing to go... yes, they're going to the right, aren't they? So just there. So pop a worker house in. And then... I think maybe what we might need to do is it worth getting, and I know all that's down here are bees, but is it worth getting a logistics thing in, maybe on this corner here, and then they can go and pick up the stuff, they can pick up the honey. Also, where does honey go? I think it goes into a warehouse, doesn't it? I think honey is a warehouse thing. Can I see it on there? It must be, yeah, there you go, there you go. Ready meals, eggs, flour, meats, honey. Okay, so if we put that onto that corner, for example, like so. In fact, let's drop it there just in case that road needs to go off in that direction. So put that in like that, and then get ourselves a logistics building, pop that in just there, and then we can put more bees across here. That's what we will do. And then, yeah, we might need another worker house, possibly. We might need another worker house. Or do we just go for 6 beekeeping cottages? I mean, that would work. That would be quite good. And then that would kind of fill that space in, actually. So 6 beekeepers and then 2 logistics people. Do you know what? That seems like a good idea. That works out okay, doesn't it? So hang on. So we can get rid... we could push that a bit nearer. We could put that a bit nearer. Hang on, let's get the other beekeeping things in. So yes, so it's space to the right. So that's 4, so that's 5, that's 6. And then yes, we have a gap there for other bits and bobs. Yeah, I think that works quite well. I like that. That seems to be pretty good. And then, do you know what? I was going to move that over, but we'll just put something nice in here. What can we put in that's nice? Can we get another one of those in? There you go. Just pop in a gold statue just into that gap there. It does seem a bit silly, doesn't it? It's a massive golden statue that costs 1 farm manager monies. Right, but here we go. Lots of stuff going in over here. Right, let's tick time on a bit. Let's get all the hives sorted out. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, and then all the way along here like that. Yeah, I don't know why we can't build just there. I don't know why we can't put them 4 squares away. I think that must just be like a range restriction type thing, which seems a bit silly to me, but there you go. So we've not got 10 hives for each beekeeping thing, but we have got 8, which is still pretty good. That's all right, isn't it? There we go. And then buy the final ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, tree. And there we go. Right. Now, are they actually doing anything? The bees could possibly be making lots of this stuff. But of course, we haven't got anybody to go and check the beehive. So now we need to go to here. We're going to call it Beeland. Beeland House. There you go. That'll do. And we shall hire some people that are good at bees or that are good at shipping. Right. Okay. We have got a couple of bee people. So Noah Reed, Madison Webb. This is good. Oh, and you, Jack James. And anybody good at shipping? Nobody at all of those 12 people, and nobody can, like, you know, pack boxes or whatever. Oh, okay, right, that's a bit of a bother, isn't it? Never mind. Right, we'll put these people over here. So you can go in there, Noah Reed. You can go into there, Madison Webb. You go into there, Jack James. And then we need to run time on a bit. We need another 3 beekeepers and then 2 people to work in there. And then this will be sorted. And that's our first little kind of sort of final project sorted out, which I think will be quite good. Has that refreshed? Yes, it has. Okay, right, bees. Yeah, we have got 2 more people that can work with bees, which is good. And a third, oh, there's loads of bee people. Okay, we'll get people that are just, you know, good at working with bees first. So Daisy can come in and Alice can come in. And I also did see there are some shipping people. Yes, Robin Kahn and Max Mason. You can both go over here. So where are they? So Robin and Max. They can now work in that logistics building, just sort of, you know, moving bits and bobs around. And then Daisy goes in there. And then who was the other one? Alice into there. So we need 1 more. We need 1 more person. Do you know what? This has actually been quite quick. Normally, when we set something up like this, we have to refresh this loads of times because the game goes, oh, no, you can't have people that are linked to the thing that you're working on. Yeah, if you're building a production thing, you can't have people that can, you know, work in production buildings. No, you must wait several weeks for that to get sorted out. But no, this time round, the game's been quite generous. Thank you, game. Let's go, shall we, for the cheapest bee person, which I think is you, Henry Riley. There we go. And again, money doesn't really have any kind of bearing on anything, but if we can get a cheaper person, we might as well. So there we go. I think that's it. I think that's all sorted. So are they getting honey in here? Yes. Okay. So 5 lots of multiflower honey in that first one. That makes sense because, you know, there's a lot of different things around. There's trees and grasses and, you know, stuff will be over here that can fly over here to the other fields. So 5 lots of multiflower, 2 lots of buckwheat, which is, you know, right in front of them, and 1 lot of colza, which is over there, which is all very good. Yeah, there isn't a radius thing on these. There's not like a circle which shows where the bees go. So I'm not quite sure how near they need to be. Like over here, they haven't done anything yet. Are they near enough to say that colza field to make colza honey? Or is it just a little bit too far away? I'm not quite sure. We have got somebody over here sorting that out, look. Now they're generating a lot of the buckwheat honey. They've got 5 lots in there, and then it sort of vanished. Oh, and there's 7 lots of multiflower honey, so maybe they can't do the colza. Maybe they can't get there. Never mind. I would have thought a bee could fly to just there, possibly. Don't bees fly really far away? I thought they flew an incredible distance to get to things, but no, that one there doesn't appear to have any sort of colza honey on the go. That one also doesn't. That one also doesn't. That one does. So there is possibly a bit of a proximity thing, although yeah, sometimes in this game you get a circle, don't you, showing you what these sort of range is, but we don't get with the bees. But never mind. Right, there we go. That is that sorted. So little sort of mini project number 1 is finished. Got some more bees, which is brilliant because bees are fantastic. Got more honey on the go. What we could do, hang on a minute, hang on. Behind the worker house here, we could get extra hives. Could we not? We could put a hive there, like that, and then from here, we could get another hive. We could pop that in. Oh, we can have another one there. Why couldn't we build one just there? Why couldn't we build one just there, game? What's wrong with this? I don't know what's wrong with that bit of floor, but okay, right, the game's been first. But there we go. That's 3 more beehives to get some more honey and such. Right, that's good. And whilst we've been doing that, we can pop back over here and see what's going on. It takes a long while to move across the farm. So, corn, 38 days. That's looking alright though. I think they've treated it all. So it's all been treated and sprayed and what have you. So that's just going to take a little while. That's going to take 66 days, but they have only just planted that. So that's not been sprayed, I don't think. And then over here, I think these are all sort of, yeah, just pending growing. And that's it. Just 22 days for the rye. And then we've got 29 days for that one. And 27 days for that one. And 20 days for that one. Okay, so that is going to be the first one. So in 20 days, we can get some wheat, which is good. But until then, don't know what else really to do. We're just sort of pottering about. I thought maybe the bees might take a bit longer to sort out, and this would be ready when the bees were finished. But no, we've finished a bit early. But never mind. Never mind. All this here is pending. It's ready to go. We've got ourselves the mills. Did these all get fully staffed? Yes. Yes, they did. Okay, so they're all fully staffed. The bakeries are fully staffed. And I think over here, there are so many errors over there. I'm just going to ignore those and hope they go away. Yeah, over here we've got the flour. We've got the chicken eggs. We've got the cow's milk all ready to go in there. So that's all good. So really, yes, we are waiting for the stuff to grow. Quick check of this. So we haven't got enough rye. Yeah, right. These are fine. We know some of these. Not enough rye yet because it's not grown. Not enough wheat. Not enough wheat flour. Not enough sunflowers. We should have quite a lot of sunflowers. Not enough hemp. Sorry, not enough colza. Not enough lotus organic. Yeah, that is a common theme. That's a recurring theme. And then we've got various disease thingamabobs. Resource in building expire soon. Oh, a lot of that lupine is going to expire. Oh, that's what we're feeding to the fish and the shrimp and whatever. Okay, that's fine. Because if it expires, then we just turn it into like the waste food, and then it can get turned into our other stuff, into the compost. So that's all right. Not enough carrots. Warehouse 15. Okay. Do we need to buy in some more carrots, possibly? Let's adjust our carrot supplies. Carrots. Purchase until 2,000. There we go. Buy more carrots in, please. Oh, yeah, because they're doing multiple things. Because they're using it for carrot juice in one of these. Is that one? No, that one, no. One of these is doing carrot stuff. There you go. Frozen carrots and carrot juice. And then, of course, we're using it in the other thing as well, which is that one with the delicious shrimps in sauce. So maybe we just ran out a little bit there. Never mind. I think some more are going to come in from... No, that's strawberries. Weren't we putting carrots in from over here? Yeah, there we go, look. So there are some carrots growing over there as well. Right. Okay. How long now? How long have we got until that? 15 days. Right, okay, let's run time on then, I think, for 15 days and then get that wheat harvested. Right, here we go. 1 day left until that wheat field there is ready, and now no days left. That wheat field is ready for harvest, and already people are on it. Roman Barnes and Paige May are going to get this sorted. They're grabbing the tractors and the trailers, they're getting the combine and the grain header things, and they are all over this. This is wonderful. So I think, yeah, the tractor's pulled up. There's the tractor. Now, are you the combine? Are you the combine? Which combine is coming here? Is it this one? Is it this one? Oh, look, they've colour coordinated the tractor and the combine. That's quite nice. Right, here we go. And you know what? We're going to put this into sort of, regular speed. Because I like this. This, I think, is one of my favourite bits of this game. I quite like this. Just, the harvest, all the machinery coming out into the fields, looking all busy, sort of getting all the stuff that we've planted. We planted this ages ago. It's now coming out of the ground. And look at that. 4,250. Again, I'm never really sure what these sort of measurements are. Kilograms? I don't know. Units of wheat. Another 3,000 there. And there we're going to like all this. This, I think, it's my favourite bit, possibly. And look at that, all the lovely golden fields. How's the corn looking over here? Oh, that looks good as well. That's only got 12 days left, so they'll be working on that soon enough. There might be a little bit of a delay, possibly, in getting all of this out and all of this out as well, because, we've only got so many combine harvesters and such. Although, we did put these down here, just kind of, especially for this purpose. So we will see. Hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. Oh, look at that. The rye is ready. Oh, they're harvesting that. They're already on the rye. Oh, that's very impressive. Oh, well done. Good job, team. Oh, this is wonderful. And I think one of our mills here, yeah, there you go. We are making rye flour. So, yes, that is going to be sort of processed, the stuff from this field. We're not doing anything else with it. We're not making rye bread or whatever, or rye cakes. Can you make rye cakes? I don't know. But all we're doing is turning it into flour and then selling that on, which again I think is fine. Here comes the other thing. There's the other combine. This is good. Right, we'll tick time a little bit quicker because I don't think... Oh, no, there we go. The tractor is here. I mean, really, you don't need the tractor here at the start of the whole combine harvesting process. You need it there at the end. And what happens a lot of the time as well is that the combine harvester, it gets full. They get full because, of course, they've only got so much stuff they can store. So rather than doing what they're doing now, in real life farming, because at the minute this thing is going to turn around here, it's going to clip through some buildings, which is always fun. Never change, Farm Manager. And then this sort of arm thing comes out, and then all the stuff goes into the trailer. But often what happens if you're actually doing real farming, you'll see them driving side by side. So the tractor driver will have to go at the same speed around. The combine harvester carries on combine harvesting, but the tractor driver will match their speed. The arm will come out, and they will sort of load the trailer up whilst they're in motion, as to not slow things down. I imagine that's quite a tricky skill, because you have to keep pace properly and such. But here we go. So where is this going? This is our first lot of lovely wheat, and it's going down here into the huge... Oh no, hang on. It's not full, is it? Okay, that's full of wheat. Okay. One field has filled up a 50-ton silo. We might need some more silos, possibly. Hang on a second. From that relatively small field there. Oh my goodness me. Okay, hang on. We might need to get some more of these in, possibly. We'll just put them over here. We'll pop them opposite the mills, because I suspect maybe we're going to need it. So we'll put one there, and another one there, and another one there. So that's another, what's that? Another 150,000 lots of wheat. But of course, we've got all the wheat coming from there. We've got the rye coming in from here. We've got the corn coming in from here. I put one of those in over here. That was possibly somewhat optimistic. We'll put another one of those in just there. And then what I think we might do is, let's rotate it round, put one there, and another one in next door like so, and another one just there, just lots of these, and then have the road coming through up here like that. There we go. So we've now got another 4 of those going in to store a lot more stuff. Okay, so tick time on pretty quick, and they can hopefully get all of these things done. So they should be finished anytime you like. Come on, come on. We need them finished. Right, they're done. Okay, so that is a lot of extra grain storage. However, over here, these guys should have now sprung into life. Yes, we're making our first flour. Look at that. Oh, and no, they're doing the hay baling stuff. That's also a fun thing on a farm. I like that. I used to watch that out the window. That was quite fun watching them do all the kind of hay baling stuff. So yeah, they're working on flour. So we've got ourselves, wheat and rye flour in there. 2 lots of wheat flour in there. And then, as soon as that's done, we should then see the bakery spring into life. And then we can make bread and we can make cake, which will be just brilliant. Okay, so I think that's got wheat and rye. Okay, so they're going to chip into that amount of rye. And then over here, that has also got a lot of rye and a bit of wheat. Okay. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff in here. There's 5,000 wheat, as we said, but rather than 2,000 rye, there's 23,500 rye. But that's okay, because yes, they will work through that. They will get that sorted. And then how's it looking over here? Have we started making anything yet? Come on, yes. There we go. We're not making bread. We've started with cake. And you know what? Why not, eh? That's a good place to start. So here we go. Our very first cakes are being made in our bakery over here. Do you know what? We're not going to call it bakery. This can be the cakery. There we go. That can be a cakery. And this bakery can be the breadery. Because they're words now, because I said so. I just said them. There we go. Right, so run time on. Let's get our first cakes made. This is very exciting. Oh, this is going to be brilliant. We're going to have a new product. And it's cake, which is just magnificent. And there we go. That is it. We've made cake. We've got our very own cakes made here on the lovely people's farm. That can go out into the world and you can nip out to your shops and buy cakes made here. Slight disclaimer, that actually isn't happening because, yeah, this is a game and such, but you can pretend that that's happening. And then have we got the bread? And the bread is also on the go. It's just being baked, I imagine. I imagine the final bit is just, baking it. And that'll be delicious. That'll just be lovely, fresh bread. I'm going to nip in and just sort of quality check. And there we go. That was 900 units of our own bread. We've made our own bread on the lovely people's farm. Yeah, I'm going to go in and check. I'll just go in and check the bread's okay. And then I should do a cake test as well. Obviously, I have to sort of quality control these things, particularly the cakes. I'll make sure that I thoroughly test all of the cakes. But there we go. There we go. That is another really big goal achieved. We've made our own cakes and we've made our own bread here at the lovely people's farm, which is wonderful. And don't forget that we're also making the rye flour, which we do need to sell. Oh, there's quite a lot of bales of hay coming out of these fields. Oh my goodness me, there's so much. Right, okay. Are we going to have enough room to store all of the hay? I don't know. Look at it. The baler thing is just kicking out loads of bales of hay. Okay. Normally they're like sort of dotted at regular intervals. That's a ridiculous amount of these things. I mean, again, that's good. That's good. We use this for food. We use this for animal food for quite a lot of the animals. So this isn't a bad thing, but there's just a lot of them. Yeah, normally it sort of drops one off and then it'll drop another one off here, another one off here, another one at the end. You don't normally see them quite as sort of busy as that. But there we go. That's what's happening here. Is it supposed to do that? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Maybe that's bugged out. But whatever the case, we're going to have lots of that. It's going to be quite good. And, oh look, the corn is ready. The corn is being harvested. Okay, how are we looking down here? So that's full of wheat. That's got nothing in. Right, these have all got nothing in. So in here, we can put our corn. However, there is now something else that we need to get to finish our other project. So we've done the bees, that's good. Big tick on the bees. We've made our own bread and cake, that's also very good. We do need to sell them on at some point. I'll sort out the auto trading in a moment. But to make biofuel, we need to grow and then harvest corn, which we're doing right now, which is excellent. But then we need some sort of biofuel factory. We've got to get that in and up and running. So I think down here looks like a good place. So where is it? It's just at the biorefinery. Oh yeah, this was the laughably cheap place, wasn't it? So, a greenhouse, which is effectively a little house with some glass panes attached to it, costs 95,000 farm manager monies. Whereas the biorefinery, a building with, I mean, who knows what's in there? All sorts of complicated equipment to turn corn into fuel. Yeah, there's got to be a lot of complicated things there to turn it into a combustible material. That's 35 grand. That's just 35 grand. How much is like a beekeeper cottage? 2 grand. Okay, right. I thought maybe they were going to be the same price, which would have been a bit silly, wouldn't it? But okay, right. Let's get one of those in, shall we? Let's get a biorefinery in, and we'll see what happens with that. So we'll pop that on that corner there. So drop that in. 35 grand. We're also going to need a little worker house for people to actually go to work in the biorefinery. We can't put it that way round, but we can put one just there. So I think that will do the job. So let's get these in. Oh, and look, we're harvesting corn. I mean, we're going to turn it all into fuel, but we could keep a little bit aside and make some popcorn in our farm owner house. I think that's what we should possibly do as well. Let's just get this done, though. This is great stuff. That just there is growing. There's so much hay. I'm not sure it's supposed to look a bit like that, but never mind. We shall roll with it. Okay, right. This is all good. What we'll do is, while they're working on that, we will go and sort out this stuff here. Okay, so we want to make sure that... Oh, look at that. There's a lot of waste, which normally wouldn't be a good thing, but we can use that. We can make compost out of it, and we are indeed doing that, look, which is wonderful. Right, okay. So we need to find the things that we're making, like the bread and such like. I don't think it's in a sellable state right yet. The rye flour is. We're not going to make that much for that, but it's not very exciting. So we'll just sell that on. So rye flour, sell that on, please. Sell above 0. Just get rid of that. That's fine. But really, yeah, it's the bread and the cake. So I can't see the bread and the cake in our list over here. Just can't see where it is. Now, there's the cake. Okay, so there's cake and there's the bread. Okay, so we haven't got that much cake ready. There's more bread on the go. But that's fine. So, okay, right. They need to move that into a place where we can sort of check how much we get for it. And then we'll do more taste tests, particularly the cake, particularly if it's carrot cake as well. And then yeah, we'll set up an auto trade. However, the biorefinery thing is in. So at the moment, we are turning manure into biofuel, which we could actually do. We've got 108,000 tons of it, or kilograms, or whatever, units of it. That's quite a lot. That is an awful lot of animal poop, I think, from our bit over here where we enacted Project Poop. So that's quite good. Oh, you can't add an extra line. You can't add an extra production line in on here. Oh, that's a bit of a bother, isn't it? Okay, never mind. Or we could make it out of corn, which I think, it doesn't matter what you choose, because the end result is biofuel, and you can sell that on for quite a lot of money, in fact. Okay, do you know what? This one here can be, how many people work here? 2. So this one here can be corn. We will get another one of these set up just there. That can be corn. Can we fit one into that gap? I think we can. Yeah, so pop one into that gap. That one could be corn. And then maybe we'll have one over it. Now that could be manure possibly, because there's some, manure things over there. Look. That could be manure. And we'll put another one in here. That can also be corn. However, I'm a little bit cautious about this. Yeah, it wouldn't have any power. Yeah, remember to do a power thing. Put that there, connect that. That's the wonkiest power thing I've ever seen, but it'll do. It'll work fine. And then, yeah, put another one in just there. Okay, so 4 of these going in. This is very good. This is very encouraging. And now we need people to actually work in these. So, okay, right. So we're going to call this the biofuel house, because that makes sense. And have we got people that can work in production buildings? Yes. So Samuel Butler for now and Jack Rose. Right, you two can immediately go to work over there. So boop and boop. Also your house, where are you? You're down here. Let's just grab a little bit of decor. I say little bit, you can have a massive gigantic plant pot thing. These are so vast, those things. I mean, this is more reasonable. The little sort of flower things are way more reasonable. You can have a light on that corner. There you go. So you walk out your door, you've got some nice things to make you smile. But yeah, they can work in there. And then they can have the biofuel. The only thing is, where do we put biofuel? Where does it go? Like, what building does it live in? I actually have no idea. Where do we put biofuel? It's going to be in a storage thing. It's not going to be... Oh, gas tank. Gas tanks. They store produced fuel to redistribute it between gas stations. So it is one of those. I was going to say it's not going to be a silo, but no, it's not a silo, but it looks a bit like one. It's a gas tank. Oh, okay. Right, that's fine. Can we fit one into this gap? Because that would be quite jazzy, wouldn't it? Yeah, pop one there, because that makes sense. But then we are going to need a lot more of these. Oh, the game is struggling with stuff. It's getting a bit sort of, it's getting busy around here. Right, we'll have 3 gas tanks over there. They just magically appear, do they? You don't need to construct those. They just appear out of thin air. Okie dokie. Right, but now we are potentially making our own fuel. Look at that. We'll see in a second. I think they've only just sort of rocked up. So they're going to go and grab the corn, which I think shouldn't be too far away. I'd like to think they put the corn over here somewhere. Oh, hang on. No, resource orders. We'll put the corn in this middle one and then say, oh yeah, corn. And how about 5,000 lots of it? There you go. Somebody move that over. That would be grand. And right, the other buildings are popping in. This is great. Let's get some more workers. You can do production stuff, as can you. That's 2 more. And then you. Just on your own, unfortunately, but never mind. Right, they can work in this manure one then. So you and you can go into there. So you can take the manure and turn that into biofuel. And then you can work on corn. Because we do want to keep some of the manure for our fields and such. And there's 1 person left. Okay, so we need 3 more people. Come on, we can do this. This is going to be brilliant. We can get 3 more people in. Just check if it's refreshed. And I think it has. Okay, do you know what? 1 and 2 and 3. Perfect. Welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome. Right, whoever's going into here. Liam Stewart, in your pop. And then over a little bit of a walk from your house. I mean, not too bad. It's not too far away. It's a minor trek, shall we say. B, you need to go over here. So Nathan and Madison. And there we go. Hang on and change your one to corn. So that one is using corn. That's using corn. That's using corn. That one is using manure. There's lots of manure over there. I think that's sorted. Right, are they making fuel? Yes, they are. They're making fuel. So the corn is coming down and we're about to make our first lot of biofuel. Oh, we've made some exciting things today. Made some cake, made some bread, and now we've made biofuel. Wonderful. Okay, this is brilliant. This is very good. Gas is just fuel. Oh, you can store that. You could buy in gas, I assume, then. But we're going for, like, biofuel stuff. Okay, no, that's fine. That's better. Yay, go environment and such. Right, okay. I think, then, let's have a check in here. So are we now able to check the cakes and such? Have they appeared in our list? Yes. Okay, right. So, cake. The price of cake has gone up recently, which is encouraging. So click on that. We can get, for 400 lots of cake, we can get 10,000 monies. Okay, good. And then for 4 times the amount of bread, we can get 7.5. Okay, right. So the cake is by far the most lucrative thing. But of course, yeah, both are good. Both are good. I do like a nice bit of bread, you know, nice bit of brown bread. I like seeded bread as well, but whatever, fresh bread's nice. But cake, I do like a bit of cake. Okay, yeah, this is brilliant. So they can now be put into the auto trade. So, oh no, hang on, I need to add them first, don't I? So bread. So we shall sell all of our wheat bread because we might as well. You know, we're selling, oh, no point keeping it. We might take an occasional loaf home for us in the farm owner house, but that's fine. That we'll say that was like damaged stock or something. That's fine, isn't it? And then cake, we will do the same kind of a thing. Again, we'll sell that above 0. I might possibly again have some damaged stock for the farm owner's house. But there we go. We are now selling our own cake and our own bread. The prices of which have just shot up, which is brilliant. The rye flour price is coming down a little bit. I imagine because everyone's got some now because we're producing it because it's that time of year for the harvest stuff. But okay, right, this is good. Now, how does this work with the fuel? Do we sell the fuel? Like, can we sell it on? There is some biofuel in there, but do we sell it on? Like, is that a sellable commodity? Not quite. I know it is. Yeah, look. It is. We can't sell it straight from the warehouse. That's interesting then, isn't it? So how are we going to manage that? We need that to sort of pop in over here somewhere. There's the rye flour. We are going to end up with quite a lot of wheat flour. Maybe we need to do an auto trading thing for that as well. And just sell above quite a lot. Because yeah, we'll need quite a bit of it. But is it going to go off? Sell above... Hang on. Sell above, say... oh, we haven't actually got that much. Okay, how about we sell above 20,000? We're not even at 1,000. No, that's a bit daft, isn't it? Not even at 1,000. Sell above 10,000. So if you make above 10,000, sell anything on of the wheat flour. There you go. There you go. Right, so we'll wait to see what happens with our biofuel. Look at that. They're already on this field. They're already sorting that out. They're ploughing it. They're going to put the next lot of corn back in so they can carry on over here doing more stuff. This is wonderful. Are you guys getting on with it yet? there you go. You've put a massive pile of manure into the biorefinery. You're making lots of biofuel. You're using corn. You're using corn. These guys here also making, I think, maybe their first lot too. That's exceptionally good news. Now we just need to figure out how we can sell it on. Oh, right, look at that. There we go. The biofuel is now ready for sale. Wonderful. So yeah, it's not in the kind of pending bit down here. It's now gone over to, I don't know, one of the logistics buildings or the farm owner place or whatever. So we can now check the price of this. There is a little bit of demand for it, which is quite good. So the price is up 4%. Wow. The price of oranges plus 28%. Oh, hang on. Hang on a second. Hang on. Right, we'll deal with the biofuel first. Oranges. They must have harvested the oranges. Is that our first orange harvest? Oh, that's very exciting. Okay, right, hang on a minute, hang on. Right, biofuel. How much can we sell this for? Although we want to keep a bit for ourselves because we obviously use it to refuel our vehicles. So we'll sell over, say, 5,000 or something. But how much does it make? 300 units of it makes nearly 47,000 farm manager monies. Okay. Right. Okay, it's super lucrative then to make biofuel. Who would have thought it, eh? Oh my goodness me. Wow. We do have, looking at this, we have got a lot of alpaca wool. We've got 43,000 kilograms of it. Do we not sell that on? No. No, we don't. We, of course, use it. We use it to make stuff, but that's quite a lot. We should possibly auto-trade some of the top end of that away as well, I would have thought. Hang on, if I spell it right, it'd help, wouldn't it? Alpaca wool, sell above... I mean, we've got 43,000. No, sell above 20,000. So sell, over half of what we've got. And that should also free up some space in storage. We've got quite a lot of buckwheat. Do we auto-trade buckwheat? No, we don't. Okay, we should possibly do that as well. So buckwheat, maybe sell above... 208,000 does seem quite excessive. Maybe sell above, 75,000. I mean, our money's going to fly up in a second. What else have we got quite a lot of? Silage. We could sell above a certain amount of that. We have got a lot of nori. There is a lot of waste. Which, it's fine. It's fine. That's okay. We're okay with that kind of a thing. There is a lot of corn. There's so much corn. Oh my goodness me. Okay, hang on. Auto-trade some of the corn away. Because I know we're using it quite a lot, but some of it is going to go a bit mouldy, isn't it? So how about sell above... What if you sell above just 85... This is arbitrary numbers. 85,000 units. So sell a bit of that. Again, I'm just thinking of space in our sort of storage areas. It's just, they're all just going to be full. The waste... I mean, do you know what? I'm just going to sell half of that now. 20,000 lots of waste can go for 2,200. Just clear that out of the way, please. That can just go. And then silage. We, of course, have quite a lot of that. So I think... Again, we don't do anything with that, do we? No. Okay, so add that as a trade item. So silage... We'll sell above 50,000 of that because, again, that's going to be taking up a lot of room in our storage areas. There we go. However, we now need to go and look at oranges. This is exciting. Hang on a minute. Let's go back over. It takes so long to crawl across to the side of the farm. So the orange field was... That's limes. Limes are growing in 77 days. That's exciting. Was it that one there? That's plums 21 days. That's apples 56. That's tangerines. That's kiwis. Hang on, why have we got oranges? Why have we got so many oranges? Oh no! No, we buy them in. We buy in the oranges to make the shrimps in sauce. Oh, of course we do. Oh dear. Okay, never mind. Right. So tangerines are still waiting to be fertilised. That's been there for years, and I'm not quite sure what we need to do to make that work. I do find this sometimes a little bit frustrating because they just don't go and get it done. Kiwis are being harvested. We're going to have kiwis. Okay, this is exciting. Hang on. Monitor kiwis. This is a new thing that we've never seen before. Limes, we will also monitor. because I'd like to see those. Okay, so that's exciting. Over here, we've got, hang on. Oh, hang on, these raspberries here are ready for harvesting. Okay, that's good. Strawberries we already sort out. That's fine, we sort out the strawberries. And then gooseberries. They got the gooseberries in. Oh, this is brilliant. Yeah, I think the problem is that the fields are too big. These fields are way too big. So I think, yeah, if you made smaller fields, they would be able to go in and fertilise it and sort out, like we've seen with the corn and the rye and the wheat. They got that stuff in. Yeah, we did that, what, before Christmas? And they sorted it all out, planted it, drilled it, did all the stuff, fertilised it, and then they've harvested it, and we've turned it into other products. And in all that time, they can't get round to putting some manure onto that field there. So I think, yeah, these fields are too big. So I think, yes, if there is one lesson that we can take away from Farm Manager World, it's that maybe don't make the bigger size of fields. Possibly just have smaller ones. Yeah, growing the same thing. Like if we split that up into four different fields, but all just growing strawberries, I bet they would get that done a lot quicker than the one big field. I think that's what would happen. They'd just be able to sort out the manure a bit easier and get it all done. But there we go. There we go. At least we're going to get some raspberries soon, and then in 12 days we can get some gooseberries. So over here we have all of the people doing the kiwi harvesting, and I've learned something today because I didn't know that kiwis grew on little sort of bushes like this. I thought they grew on big trees, like, in orchards, like apples and oranges and things, but no, they sort of grow on smaller plants like that, like little sort of bush type things. And then, yeah, there's no mechanical way of doing it. You have to send people into the fields to go and actually manually pick the kiwi fruits off of the plants, which is interesting. I never knew that, but I think, look at that, they're very nearly done. They're all converging on this corner over here. And I think that's it. That is it. Our very first kiwi harvest is complete, which is brilliant news. Okay, that's exciting. We've got limes, 75 days for limes. That's going to take a while. The cherries never got sorted. The tangerines never got sorted either. But we, of course, still do have all of this over here. So we've got apples coming through. Got plums in not very many days. Got the apricots. Apricot-ageddon is still going to be happening. And then, got the pears and some more apples as well. So, we've still got a lot of fruit. Plus, of course, the other stuff at the end there, the gooseberries and the raspberries and such. We should add those in as well, actually, shouldn't we? So, gooseberry and raspberry. There we go. So just make sure that we get some of those as well. Because I think, how long were they again? The raspberries are being done right now. This is brilliant. Okay, so we're going to have lots of raspberries. And that's going to be 10 days. So by the time that's done, they can then go and work on the gooseberries. The strawberries, I think we sell on automatically, so we don't need to worry about those. That is wonderful. And then, the black currants just never really happened. Never mind. How are we doing over here with the with the lotus flowers? Oh, would you look at that? They are hibernating. I wonder, can we possibly... What if we sort of fudge this a bit? Can we sell these on? Can we sell these? Can we oh no, don't do that. Manage. Sell. Okay. So sell all of them, because money is no object. Money is like just a number down here now that is just ridiculously high. So sell all of those. Okay, so they go. So that's now not doing anything. Then what if we just buy them in again? But not bio ones. Oh no, are they bio ones? Yes, they are bio ones, because when I make the bio sort of pickled stuff. So all of those, 56,000. So buy them in. Are they now growing? Potentially, yes. Okay, right. It feels like we're sort of fudging the system a bit here, but this is fine. So sell everything, then go to buy, and then, re-buy everything. This is a bodge, isn't it? Bodge-tastic. Do you know what? It wouldn't be Farm Manager if we didn't do a little bit of bodging. It's fine. It's what Farm Manager does possibly best. Right, sell all of that. Go to buy. All of those. Okay, and then run time on. Do they grow? Do they grow? Yes, they are growing. Because, it's quite warm. It's August. The temperature's quite high. We possibly should have done this a month ago. We should have done that a little while ago. But there we go. Right. we've got quite a lot of kiwis. We've got 40,000 of them. 40,000 kilograms or whatever. Okay, right. Kiwis. Kiwis. Where are you, kiwis? Down here. Okay, so for 10,000 kiwis, which is what we can have access to right now, we can make 75,800. Okay, we can make a lot of money off of kiwi fruit. Okay, do you know what? Another auto trade comes in. Kiwi, just sell them all. Just sell everything. We don't need to turn them into other things. I don't know what you can do with kiwis. Can you sort of, turn them into another thing? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Like, you can have frozen strawberries, frozen raspberries, all that, but can you have frozen kiwi? I'm not quite sure. I don't know. But yeah, here we go. So could we possibly, by the time we wrap things up, could we maybe get ourselves some pickled lotus stems? Is that going to be possible? That's going to be quite a big thing. If we get that done, the never-ending project, that would be quite good fun. I would like that. But yeah, so kiwis, you know what? We can clear them off the thing now. We can also clear the huge amounts of manure off of our list there because we know that we've got enough. So that's quite good. So really, we're waiting for the limes to be harvested. And then we're waiting for gooseberries, and we're waiting for raspberries. Oh, here we go. Raspberries are plenty coming out of our field over here. This is very good. I think they're nearly done. They're getting to the end over here, so I think that's it. Yes, that's another load of things harvested. I like the way that the people are all in the field, sort of working really hard, getting all the raspberries off of the plants, and they put them into the tractor. And then when it's done, the tractor just goes, okay, right, see you guys, bye-bye. Doesn't offer them a lift or anything, just straight just clears off, dearie me. But there you go. We've now got quite a lot of raspberries, and we're also working on the gooseberries. Okay, this is brilliant too. So again, more things. Well, the raspberries have vanished. We're not auto-trading any of these. Oh, I don't think we are. No, because I haven't got any raspberries, and we definitely haven't got any gooseberries. Okay, right. So as soon as these numbers up here sort of appear again, we'll then see what we can get for huge amounts of raspberries and hopefully huge amounts of gooseberries. And again, that's a good thing. I like that. I like selling all the different things that we can in the game, just rather than concentrating on one thing. I like the fact that we have got a variety of offerings, if you like. Got so many different things. We sell all sorts of stuff. Look at the auto trade list. The auto trade list is gigantic now. We sell all sorts of things. We sell honey and eggs and milk and ostrich eggs and strawberries and fabrics, tomatoes, apples, onions, cheeses, loads of fruit, potatoes, different types of oils, different types of materials, sunflowers, hemp, flax, fish, smoked fish, frozen fish. We sell food like shrimps in sauce, prepared meals. We sell different juices. We sell frozen carrots, we sell grain, we sell cake and bread and wool and everything else. It's wonderful. And I like that about this game. I like the fact that you can sort of sell quite a good range of products. There is an awful lot for you to sort of work on. Right, we've got 10,000 raspberries. I assume, are they now here in a state? Yes, there we go. So, what do we get? I mean, the price has come down quite a bit recently, which is a shame. But what do we get for 10,000 raspberries? 130,000 farm manager monies. That's quite a lot. That's an awful lot of money. Really? For just 10,000 raspberries, or 10,000 kilograms of them. Right. Okay, well, I think we can set up the auto trade for that, because we're not going to do anything else with those, I don't think. Nope, that's the wrong way round of doing it, Pen. Do you think you'd know by now? But clearly not. Sell above 0. You might be able to build a factory and freeze those, but given this is the final sort of the final video of the series, that's okay. We'll just sell them on and make some nice cash out of it. That'll be fine. So yeah, it comes down to this. And how long for the limes? 57 days. I notice they're doing something over here. What are they doing to the cherries? Oh, finally, at long last, they're planting the cherries. It's only taken you several years to get that done. Well done. Good grief. Okay, so yeah, they're on the little sort of planting thing where they go along and pop them into the ground, I think. Okay, I mean, yeah, better late than never. We won't see the results of that, But, it'll happen. The lovely people's farm will continue on long after we finish playing. Of course it will. It'll just, trundle on in the background somewhere and make lots of lovely things for people. But there we go. That's exciting. And I think as well, that harvest is done. So soon-ish, we should... There we go, look. 21,000 kilograms of gooseberries have popped into here. And then, yes, I think the truck's going to come along, grab all of them and put them into a place where we can then sell the stuff. Okay, right, well, let's wait for that to become saleable. Sellable? Is that a word? Don't know, but wait until we can sell it, and then we'll see what money we can get for gooseberries. Right, there we go. They're now ready to sell. Let's see what money we can make from 21,000 kilograms of gooseberries. 100 grand. Okay, so the fruit is really, really good when you actually get it sorted. It takes a little while to get it all sort of laid out and such like. Those fields took a long time to, get planted and such, but it's worth it. Look at that. That is a lot of lovely money. Okay, so now we can set up the auto trade for these. There we go. Gooseberries, and then sell above 0. That's all very good. What were the other options for that? We can make gooseberry jam. Oh, that's exciting. Hang on, can you make raspberry jam possibly? Hang on, we'll have a look at that as well. Can you make raspberry jam? Yes, you can. Okay. Maybe, is it worth getting a new factory in that can just make a nice bit... Oh no, but the fruit goes off really quick, doesn't it? The fruit does go off quite quick. And then we'll have to buy it in. No, do you know what? That's fine. That's fine. If we wanted to make the jam, we'd have to grow the stuff in greenhouses. So it was always, producing a constant supply of gooseberries and raspberries. Because, it's going to go off quite quick, isn't it? We're not going to have, we can't have a load of raspberries and they're not going to survive for, say, 6 months while we turn them into jam or whatever. So, never mind. That's a bit of a shame. But, there we go. So now we can sell our gooseberries, make even more money. We're on quite a lot of money. We are getting very close to 150,000 farm manager monies, which is just a ridiculous amount. And there you go. We just edge a little bit quicker because I think, did we just make over 1 million? Yes, we've made over 1 million farm manager monies just then for whatever reason. So there we go. All looking good on the farm. And also let's have a quick check of the biofuel because we now do appear to have 2,800, I assume, litres of that. Let's go and see how much that will make us. I mean, again, it's not really important because we have so much money anyway, but let's just go and take a look, shall we? Oh, it's gone up by 50. That's quite nice. So how much does nearly 3,000 litres of biofuel make us? Nearly 500,000 farm manager monies. That is very good, isn't it? That is very, very good. What we'll do is we shall auto trade the biofuel away, but above a relatively sort of high amount, I think. So biofuel, let's go above, not 200. We want to keep some for our tractors and such, although we do have a constant supply of that, of course, because we've got the animals, they're making the manure to make the biofuel, so that's good. That's just going to keep cycling around. And then also, we have got quite a lot of corn, which I think lasts a while in the silos, so we're not going to run out, I don't think. So how about over 2,000? In fact, not even that, 1,500. Keep 1,500 litres of it for our tractors, because we have got quite a large fleet of tractors and combines and such. So keep a bit to refuel our things, but then, sell above 1,500 litres or whatever it is. I think that seems like a good plan. So if we then tick time on, is that going to leap up a bit more? Can we get to 150 million farm manager monies? At the minute, it's coming down a bit, possibly, because we're buying other things in, because we do buy a few bits and bobs in. I think, as soon as it gets round to like a payday, that's going to go back up, isn't it? But there we go. Right, gooseberries we can take off the top, raspberries we can take off the top. Let's go and take a look at the oh, there you go, look. There you go, that's nearly 1 million farm manager monies pouring in. This is brilliant. Let's go and take a look as we try to make our way across to the other side of the farm. Come on, we can do it. We can do it, game. How are these looking? Are they growing? They are still growing. Okay, come on. Come on. Just keep growing for a little while longer. You need to grow for another, maybe 3-4 weeks, possibly? Maybe, I'm not quite sure, but just keep going, keep going. Come on, we believe in you. You can do this. We can do this, lotus flowers. And then we can have the mythical pickled lotus stems. Because, yeah, we set this up ages ago and it's just not really worked. So if we could get that done before we wrap things up, that would be quite fun as well. I'm not going to hold my breath because at some point the weather's going to turn and these are going to hibernate again. So I'm hoping we get them done just before that happens, but we will see. We'll see if it works out. Right, here we go. So I've ticked time on quite a way and we are now ready to harvest our limes, which is all very exciting because that's yet another new type of thing that we can produce here on the farm. So let's get this done. I think, are we ready? I did see something going by. Yeah, the little sort of tractor and trailer is ready. I think we're waiting for the people to go out into the actual orchard. Oh, and there they go. There they go. Okay, we are acquiring a huge amount of limes. This is going to also make quite a lot of money. Oh, and we're over 150 million farm manager monies. I didn't even notice that happen. That just sort of happened without me even looking. Okay, that's all very good. So here we go. It's not going to take that long, I don't think. It's not the biggest of fields. It's quite big, but it's not massive. I don't think it's the biggest it could be. But yeah, look at that. They are absolutely flying through this. Well done, you lot. So I think it is pretty much done. They will head over here and put stuff into there. There you go. The trailer's all covered up, look, as well. So the limes don't get all soggy. That's quite good. And there we go. That is our first lime harvest. I mean, yeah, it does seem a little bit odd. It seems a bit odd. I'm not entirely sure that you could really actually grow limes here in Northamptonshire. But do you know what? We'll go with it. It's all fine. Also, the cherries are there now. They're going to take a long time to grow, which is, yeah, that's okay. At least they got them in the end. And over here, look, there's another lot of gooseberries being harvested, which is wonderful. Now, the big question is, as they move the limes into places where we can sell them on, how are we looking in here? Oh, look at this. There's flowers. There's actual flowers. They must be mere days away from being sorted. Come on, weather. Let's just let the weather hold for just a few days. And then maybe, just maybe, we could make the mythical pickled lotus stems. Okay, let's have a check on how much money we can get for our limes. So down here we can sell 52,000 of them, just over. The price has come tumbling down a little bit for limes, but I still think it looks quite good. So how much do we get for selling an awful lot of limes? 770,000 farm manager monies. Okay, do you know what? Add them into the auto trade. Let's get them sold as well. I don't think we can do much else with them, except possibly, I don't know, chop them and serve them in drinks. I don't know. Right, sell above zero. No point keeping any of them. And there we go. There we go. We're selling yet another thing. You know, we're sort of being very diverse here on the lovely People's Farm. And now we turn our attention back to these. Come on, come on. The temperature is coming down. The sun has just come out, however, and they've literally just gone into hibernation. They're nearly there, look. They're nearly grown, and they are now hibernating. Look, they were, I don't know how many days, maybe 2 or 3 days away, and that was it. Okay, if we'd have done that, if I'd have thought about doing the sort of, you know, slightly dodgy, sell them all and then put the new sort of plants in and hope they grow project, if I'd done that a little bit earlier, maybe a week earlier possibly, then I think it would have worked. But no, once again, our plans have been thwarted to get our hands on some lovely, lovely, potentially, although I'm not sure if they taste nice because I've never tried them, pickled lotus stems. We're just going to have to imagine that at some point all this gets sorted out on the farm, but I don't think we're going to see it. I don't think it's going to be a thing that we can see, because with that done, we are going to wrap things up for now with our time here on the lovely People's Farm. I think we've done quite a lot, but I think we're ready to leave. However, there is one little thing that we do need to address just before we actually properly finish things here. So the astute amongst you might have noticed, as we've been travelling about the farm and looking at all the different things going on, that over here, quite near to our great big production area, we've got 4 new greenhouses. And you might be thinking, hang on, what's in those? I don't recall those being built. What's happening over here? And I will admit, lovely people, that I've been running a little bit of a secret project for the entirety of this video. Before we started recording, I put these things in over here, these 4 greenhouses. They were built, and I've been growing something in secret, which is all very exciting. And fortunately, the thing we are growing did take a little while to grow, but because everything else has been going on, we've now got ourselves the first harvest from this particular crop that we're growing in these 4 greenhouses. So now I know what you're thinking is, well, what is it then, Penge? What are you growing in these 4 top secret greenhouses? Let's go and take a look, shall we? Let's go and have a little look at the top secret project. What have we been growing over here in secret on the quiet? It's tea. Of course it's tea, because I couldn't complete a series of Farm Manager World where we are able to grow tea without actually growing some tea. So there we go. We are growing tea over here, and it's been harvested. We've already got a lovely tea harvest. If we go and take a look, we can see that we... right. Okay, now that might look a little bit daft because I'm saying, yes, we've got a tea harvest, but we've got no tea. That's because as well as building the greenhouses over here to grow the tea, I've also, again, sort of in secret, although you might have noticed, over here built ourselves a lovely shiny new food processing plant, which is taking our tea and turning it into proper packaged tea. Proper actual tea, not just sort of loose tea like this. I can't do much with this tea. I can nibble on it, I suppose, but I can't do much with that. It's got to be properly processed and turned into actual tea. And that is what we're doing over here. Do you know what, actually? Food processing plant number 3 is a boring name. We're going to call it the tea place. There we go, we're calling it the tea place. So yeah, I built that in secret as well. So yes, it is manufacturing lots of lovely packed tea. Although, maybe those 4 greenhouses aren't really enough to supply the amount of tea that this place needs. Because I think we're already out of tea. I don't think we have any more to go into here to make more packed tea. But we should have some tea all ready to go. Let's go and take a look. So packed tea... we've got 400 lots of it. Oh no, some more tea is coming in. Some more tea is coming in. Here we go. Can we see this jump into action again? Because we've nearly got enough tea, I think. Hang on, what's this gone into there? Any tea? Hang on. Available. Put available. Oh, that was frozen fish. Okay, no, that wasn't what I was thinking was going to go into there. But there is some tea. There is 260 lots of tea, so why can't that make its way through to here, to the tea place? Because I'd like to finish this off. I'd like to get some more tea. Here we go. Are you dropping off tea? I don't know if they've dropped off tea. Hang on, put available again. Yes, here we go. This is very exciting. So now some tea's come into here, and can we finish it off? Yes. There's another 400, again, units, kilograms, boxes, tins, I don't know, 400 lots of proper tea that we can use. We can make lovely cups of tea out of it, and that's tea that we grew here on the lovely people's farm, which is just wonderful. Oh, by the way, the house for the workers is over here, and I called it Tea House, aka the best house. They've got a good job. They make tea. They're going to be incredibly popular with everybody else on the entire farm. But there we go. I couldn't finish things off without making some tea. Our very own special lovely people's farm blend. I think that's a good way to finish things, I think. We've got our own tea, and that's splendid. And do you know what? I think with that done, with the fact that we can now make a lovely cup of tea with tea that we grew here on our very own farm, which is just amazing, I think we shall finish things up with our look at Farm Manager World. I think we shall end our time here on the lovely people's farm, which I know is a bit sad because, we've had a lovely time here and it's a fun thing to do and we've done an awful lot, but I think that's kind of why we have to finish things here. I think we are at a very good point to wrap things up because we have done pretty much everything that we can do in the game. I don't really think there's anything left for us to do. And I think, yeah, when you play a game of Farm Manager, if you're not doing one of these scenarios or the campaign or whatever, if you're just doing sort of like, a free play farm mode like we did on this run, I think there are two things you can do. You could either have a great big farm that does pretty much everything like we've got. So we're growing all sorts of different things, fruits and veggies, and we've got all sorts of things being made in our production buildings, and we're making, bread and oil, and we're just, making lots of different things. You can either do that and have a farm that has a great sort of range of products, or you could make a very, very particular farm that just deals with a few items. You could make, say, I don't know, like a tea farm, or you could make like a fruit farm or something, and you could just work on that. We've gone down the sort of former route there, and I think we've done everything. I don't think there's anything left for us to really do. I mean, okay, there's probably some products that we could make. There are probably products that we could make. Yeah, we don't make pasta or whatever, but I think we've got at least one of each production building in. So I think, we've got one of each production building. I mean, we've got multiple of quite a few of them. So I think these are all covered. In terms of animals, I think we've got one of each of those in at least. I mean, maybe not the sort of the medium or smaller buildings, but I think we have got quite a lot of the different animals in. That's quite good. Plenty of bees, of course. Got loads of logistics things going on. We're making lots of different products. I don't think there's anything else for us to do. We've got the repair shops in, we've got the vets in, we've tried out the cultivation ponds with mixed results, shall we say. And I think, do you know what, this is still going to irk me a little bit, that they were so nearly done. They were so nearly done. We were very, very close indeed to getting those pickled lotus stems, but we didn't quite get there. We were a few days short, which is a little bit of a bother, isn't it? But never mind. But I think, because we have done pretty much everything that we can do in the game, we shall call it for now. We'll wrap things up with our look at Farm Manager World, but we leave behind a farm in a very, very good state. I mean, look at this. It's looking wonderful. They finally sorted out the fruit stuff. I remember maybe not that bit over there. They are still sort of struggling to get that in. But down here, we've got the strawberries, we've got the raspberries. There is one gooseberry field up and running. No blackcurrants, none of those yet. Couldn't quite get round to those, but never mind. And then over here, got lots of orchards on the go. Got these sort of cultivation ponds over here. Got fish. Just so many fish over there, which is wonderful. Little kind of area of industry with also machines and warehouses and people and such like. Then over here, we've got the great big production area where we make all sorts of things. We make cheese and we make frozen fish and we make carrots and we make so many things. There's just a lot of stuff happening over here. Just a lot of things, including, of course, the tea, which is amazing. And then, over there, hang on. I'll try and move in this direction. It takes a while to move through the farm now, but that's okay. We're getting there eventually. So over here, we're making oil. We make a whole range of different oils. I mean, we make a lot of oil as well. These fields are not small, so make a lot of oil. And then, of course, we come to the new bit over here where we make our lovely cakes and our bread. Over here's a whole new thing, making our own biofuel. Got animals over here. And then we sort of come to it. Oh, hang on, here's the logistics bit. Let's not forget that. Big load of logistics buildings going on. And then we sort of come through to here to kind of where it all began. This is where it all started. Look, this is the original bit of the farm. And the farm owner's house is... Where is the farm owner's house? Down here, there it is. So this is where it all started. Look, with our little fields over here. They're still there. Still growing the onions and still growing the carrots and things. So, it started over here with really, I think, a few fields, some bees, a barn, and that was kind of it, I think. And then, look how it's grown. It is now just huge and vast, and there are so many things. We employ a lot of people, and we make a lot of things, and we're coming up to 158 million farm manager monies, which is not too shabby at all, given that I think that the first winter when we played, right back at the start of the series, was it part 2 or 3 possibly, we really struggled. We had to properly scrimp and save. And we were selling bags of seeds or whatever it was. We were doing whatever we could just to make sure that we had enough cash to pay the wages and the maintenance to get through to the next month, to get out of winter, to then start growing things again. And now look at this. We're what? Sort of... When does the game start? I can't recall. But many years later, but not loads of years later, but several years later, we are here coming up to 160 million farm manager monies, which is very silly indeed. But yeah, I think we'll wrap things up for now. But it is still fun. Yeah, I do like Farm Manager. It is a fun game to play. I mean, it is struggling a little bit. At points, it is running quite slowly. It is sort of, yeah, chugging, particularly now, look, as we try to move through the farm. This is as fast as I can go. The frame rate is dropping, and it is a little bit sort of, it feels a bit laboured moving through. I think you go near it, does it move a little bit quicker? So, yeah, it is sort of struggling a bit. And yeah, I think I did say, not that it bothers you lovely people, but in the previous video, I think I said that when I load the game up, it now does take quite a long time to load. It takes a good long time to load into the game. I mean, maybe not entirely 5 minutes, but possibly not far off. It just takes a very long time. So I think, yeah, now is the right time to finish things off. But yeah, it'll carry on. It'll carry on. We'll just sort of imagine in our mind's eye that this farm just, you know, continues without us. Because it's ticking over quite well. I think, we could do actually. What we could do, and I wonder if this is some sort of achievement or whatever, if we try and make our way back. Come on. Oh, look at it. Look, I've got the thing. I love seeing the tractors driving around. That is my favourite bit, I think. Just because, and again, I think I sort of discussed this in a previous video. When I was younger, my house where I lived with mum and dad, it did back onto a farm. So we had our house, our garden, there was a hedge, and the other side of the hedge was a field. And I would sit and I'd watch them drive the tractors around, and they do all the combine harvesting, or sometimes the field would be fallow, or sometimes they plant, you know, carrots or whatever in it. So I'd watch them go and do all their farming stuff. And I think that's why I quite like it. I like seeing all the sort of the tractors driving around and the hay balers and things. It just looks sort of busy. It looks busy and involved when that happens. But yeah, so here we go. Let's go to the farm owner's house, and just for the sake of the future of the farm in our heads, maybe we will just buy every single remaining tile. Let's finish things off by having a great big sort of land purchasing splurge. And it means nothing to us, because, as we've said, we've nearly got 160 million monies. Each tile is now, well, that's 103 actually. Okay, it's getting a little bit more expensive. I still think we can probably afford to buy every tile. Our money is going to come down. So we might not get to 160 million as we sort of wrap up. Do you know what? It is getting, well, look at that. 434. That's 500,000. That's 650. Okay, it does get quite a bit more expensive. But again, I think we can afford it. That's 1 million. That's 1.2 million. That's 1.5 million. That's 2 million. That's 2.5. That's 3. That's 3.7. And the final tile to buy every tile that we can have in the game, 4.6 million. Ta-da! There we go. So now the entirety of the map is free for us to build on. I mean, the game would absolutely grind to a halt then, wouldn't it? I mean, the snow doesn't help, I don't think. But, I mean, look how much room there is. I think, is that the equivalent of building our farm again above it and then again below it? I mean, it would be, is that right? I can't look at the button anymore. I can't look at the buy land button because it's gone. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I think the land that we just bought it's huge. It's a lot of extra land. They've got these pesky hills in the way. But I mean, yeah, it's a lot of extra space. And yeah, if it was full, it would be super profitable. But it would take a while to get it all sorted. The only real thing that I think I miss from previous games, and I think we discussed this as well before, is the energy stuff. In Farm Manager 2021, I think in the base game, you could get wind turbines. You could get lovely, clean, green, energy-producing wind turbines, and you could just, have a lot of them. You could have a lot of them in a great big area, and they would, spin around in the wind and generate you some money because you'd sell that power on. You would effectively have a great big wind farm, and that would make you quite a bit of cash. You can't have that in this game, which is a little bit odd because it was in the previous one, and I don't really see any reason why you wouldn't do that. Unless it was, unless it was some sort of exploitable thing. You could just put loads of them in and make a load of money and then you wouldn't have to do any farming or something. I'm not really sure. I don't know. But I feel like, I would quite like them in. That would be quite a fun thing. And maybe like solar panels, have like a solar farm thing going on as well, maybe. That'd be quite nice. But other than that, it is as you would expect. It is Farm Manager. I mean, yeah, we chose set up in Europe. You can choose the other locations, which I think is Asia and South America, was it? And you get slightly different building styles, and you get different kind of decor and things like that. But yeah, for the most part, it is kind of the same sort of a thing, isn't it? I mean, yeah, you can probably grow certain crops easier. I think our cursed lotus crops would have grown very well in the other climates. Maybe not so well here in, sunny but fresh Northamptonshire, shall we say. But there we go. I think really that's my only sort of my only main gripe really is you can't put the power stuff in. You can't have like wind turbines. Oh, and also, yeah, that they do take a long while to sort out the big fields. And that might be just the way we've got things set up. But yeah, it would be nice if you could just have a bit of a hurry up on the bigger fields. That'd be quite nice. Because, yeah, some of these fields over here, they still haven't sorted, like that one. That's not been fertilised. That's been there for years. Is this the third year it's just sitting there not doing anything? So I'm not really sure why they can't just go and fertilise it. I don't know why that has to be a difficult thing. So that's also a bit of a niggle. But other than that, it's been lovely. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a splendid, splendid time doing all sorts of exciting bits and bobs down on the farm, growing things and sorting out animals and making products and hiring the staff and forgetting to put power in and all that kind of stuff. So yes, I've had a lovely time and it's been wonderful. And if you have come along for the journey, then thank you very much. Thank you for joining me here on the lovely people's farm because, yeah, of course, this is your farm. This is your farm. This is all for you lovely people out there. Yes, okay, I was here sort of clicking the buttons and faffing around and fiddling about and such, but really this farm is for you lovely people out there. So hopefully you are happy with your farm. And yes, I think we shall now wrap things up. Well, imagine the farm goes on to do amazing things in the future and it expands and grows and the products are sold ever across the world and the lovely people's farm becomes a very important thing. But yes, we shall have to imagine that because we are going to finish things up for now. If you have enjoyed this, and of course I mean this video and the entire series as a whole, then please do leave a like. That would be most marvellous indeed. And also, if you're not already, then please do subscribe to keep up to date with all the other bits and bobs and nonsense that we get up to in the Geek Cupboard. But for now, thank you very much for joining me here on the lovely people's farm and of course in the Geek Cupboard, and I will see you next time. Oh no, not the piggy wigs. Want them to be healthy. Happy pigs, please. Raspberries, raspberries, raspberries everywhere. I went through and sold a load of turkeys as well, and they still come back. They're coming back to haunt me. The soil moisture's coming down. We need rain. We need rain. What's going